Nomad faction in my Itse mod for Quality Billion 4. This is a nice race, and I finally gotten it to work with lines of the backstory. They have actually finally managed to get time travel. But before the startup is they have three. They have one plot. They have three plots, but they choose from five. They have the sling relay tech, and they have the scepter of ML because this is the only relic that actually has something to do with time. So this is effects of it. Usually they use that for if they get the relic, they of course look at two, but otherwise they can usually look at two exploration cards to see what they want to do, or to reveal a pirate cube if they want to attack them. And it's look at 7 laws when lawing is also really useful. So the thing is time, but there is let's start from the flagship because that's the only thing that they are really good at. And they of course start with the flagship and red carrier and a fighter and red destroyer and 4 infantry on their Arcticus. It's just only two resource planet, but they get 2 trade goods per turn, so that's good. And then their flagship has the ability can time travel to the beginning of the turn with 2 trade goods, thus undoing the things that happen to them, of course, not to everyone else. And for that they have a flagship start token. So if you get confused about where did you start your turn, then it's important to play this one. But usually you are not confused. Of course they have an upgrade. It has the same text. I didn't just write it yet. Normal flagship styles. Two reds, upgraded to purples and 5 hit points. A little small capacity, and actually the cost doesn't matter because they will never build the Memoria, because their only rule is if we ever are without a flagship, we lose and fail the mission. Turn all planets neutral. Because the only person who is actually time traveling is always on the Memoria, on the flagship. So that's why the flagship has to travel, and if we lose the flagship, we lose the person with the ability. And that makes the game end for the race. Okay, but the other things are time travel. We may pay 2 trade goods. By paying 2 trade goods, we can get any tech as free tech and any law. We mark them with a time marker. I'll show you there. I'll put the one law and 1 tech. So any techs and any laws. Time marker. Mark there. And mark can be removed from any laws by paying 6 influences, and from the teching by teching them, or from buying them from somewhere, or getting them from finding them. At the end of the turn 8, all time markers causes our flagship to disappear. So we won't do that, of course, because that ends the game. But usually the game ends before that, but not always. If an enemy steals a time marker, tech or law, we must immediately pay the price or lose, because that is the price of anomaly thing is happening. We can't allow that. We can guarantee that all, and time travel too, is that we can guarantee that all rider cards we use in one Senate meeting works by time traveling with 2 trade goods again. And then we are good at mercenaries. We have mercenary contact. We can buy mercenary mechs to neutral planets with 4 resources and 1 influence, except Megalorex. So in the beginning, if we had much resources, we can just get planets without going to have to go there, because we have mercenary contacts. And we are loyal. If our units get bribed, we get the trade good, which hasn't so far games not happened yet, but that's at least what they are. And we get 2 trade goods per cleanup. That's why the planet is so. But we have a lacking government, so planets with more than 2 influences gives us -1 influence. So that is why we don't have a 2 resource planet. And besides, the planet doesn't actually support much industry, as the backstory says. That is the abilities. They of course have the normal base games, 3 commanders, except 2 of them are changed. Artuno, the betrayer, returns all commodities to cleanup to trade goods on cleanup before you take more. And the Field Marshal Mercers moves 2 ground forces, and the Thunderian, when we get plots, we can choose from 5 instead of 3. And if the corporation is in the game, we get +3, the plot limit, which seldomly happens. The commander can be unlocked when we have Memoria 2, and Memoria can be with text either, but with a yellow, blue, and a green, or because every other race as well gets their flagship upgrade for free if they take the Dreadnought. So if we take the Dreadnought, we get the Memoria as well for free. The Memoria, that's the same. Nothing special there. But when we have unlocked the Memoria 2, we get we get 2 augmentations for our flagship plus the cost for them. So usually we take something in the line of Shield 1, which gives 1 shield, but of course it takes 1 capacity, or then something like Power Booster, which also takes one capacity, but upgrades 1 combat dice once. There are some others like Shield 2 or hit points. The hero will be unlocked at doing 5 plots. They are these ones, and we get the hero we can build a secondary flagship. Same drawbacks. So the secondary flagship looks like, oh yeah, it's there. Of course it looks like the same, but it has the different color. And yeah, you know it how it looks. So then we have 2 flagships on the board. But of course, that is why we have a flagship 2 start token here as well. So when we build it, we cannot ever allow it to get destroyed. Our mechs are when we unity space, blah, 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 blah. The same as the base game. That is good for support. We have 4 commodities. Other than that, it's normal. Our promissory note is that if we trade it away, they can summon our flagship and fight with them. But of course, it will not. It can never be destroyed. So even if they summon it to a fight, we can time travel back to the beginning, and then they have used the cavalry car already. Or we can time travel so many times that we can reroll the battle until it works, so that the flagship does not get destroyed. But yeah. And temporary command suit is we can bribe other races' agents to join us for 6 resources. And that is why we have 3 of them. That's everything. Yeah, it's I'm finally happy with the thing, and it works really fine and nicely with the time thingies, and their goals. I have completed 15 plots because they are economic race, and have ensured that the 5P project is started. The 5P project is a thing that makes the time travel research possible in the future after the game, but we have to start it by finding it on a planet. It's an exploration card somewhere, and it can be found somewhere, so it is nice. That's it. I'm really happy with this one at the moment. Yes, bye.